Derek Scott, who is with the Panhandle Coalition for Civic Engagement. Mr. Bill Snow was the author of the great book From the Project to the Boardroom. And of course, also a part of Moving for Change. We have Dr. B.J. Brunis with us tonight as well, who is a medical doctor, as a matter of fact, who can tell you lots about the medicine. And of course, Mr. Vernon Watson, which where you'll be watching this on this TV station, WBQP TV, YouTube Fire Stick, and of course all of our Facebook pages. So we'll get right into it. Derek.
Okay, good evening, everybody. We thank you so very much for joining us this evening. We will start with our normal roundtable of things that we need to look forward for this upcoming week and the weeks coming. And so I will start with you, Mr. McIntosh.
Yes, we got our town hall meeting this week. It's personal. It starts at 6:00 p.m. We're going to address some of the issues that we're talking, especially voting and helping to get people to the polls and all of that GOTV to make sure that people understand. Also, we're going to hit on the census because I think it's important that we start early because in getting people acclimated to what the census entails. So we're going to address that along with other things that we are going to be talking about this Thursday at our town hall meeting. Again, that's at 2610 West Cervantes Street. It's personal. We will see you Thursday. We want all our members and all of Pensacola that we can to come out and be a part of this town hall information meeting. Bill, we used to open up with informing and transforming. And so we want to inform and transform people so people will make a good informed decision about who they want to vote for and what we need to do to make sure that we transform from this Trump administration, Congress and Senate to a better, information place where people need to be as far as voting and their concerns about what we need to do in the future. Right there.
Okay, thank you for that, Mr. McIntosh. Mr. Bill Stowe, long time no see. What you got for us?
I've been watching y'all. Hey, BJ and Miss Jillian. Man, I just want to take my hat off to Pensacola's Movement for Change Center for Social Justice. On yesterday, we had a dynamic fish fry. Thanks for the turnout, voter registration. It all went well. I was glad to be down there. But please, as Jerry said, come out to our town halls that's located we have them at It's Personal by Sheila's down on Cervantes, West Cervantes. They are very informative. Yes, Brother McIntosh, we did back in the day started out with where we inform and transform. We still do that. We don't use our slogan like we used to, but just been busy. We had some projects in the works, writing, reading. But I have, if I don't catch you guys live, I have been catching the show on the rerun. I watch it on my YouTube. So it's good to be back with you guys. Vern, we miss you. I see you around town at certain events, but it's good to be back on the show with everybody. And yeah. You know what? I've got a project in the works that I will birth probably inside of the next month. After I get that bad boy done, I'm in the editing and layout stages of it. So yeah, after that, I plan on being back regular. I've been really busy. I have abandoned social media, or went dark, should I say, for the last 3.5, 4 months, working vigorously. And there's the new word that people like to throw around now laboriously on this new project, and it's about to be birthed. And I'm excited about it. And yes, I do look forward to coming back and being with my family more so than not.
Hey, thank you for that. Welcome back. Glad to have you. Uh, Mr. Vernon, what do you have? All right. Uh, Jill, what you got?
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here this evening, here on behalf of one of the co-founders of the Northwest Florida Panhandle Coalition for Civic Engagement. Super excited to be here, and I think I'm going to pass today as well.
Okay. Thank you for that. DJ, what you got?
Well, unlike Mr. Bill Snow, I have not gone dark. I'm bright as on. The only thing dark that I have is my Popeye's chicken. That's the only dark that I'm seeing is the dark meat. So I am not. I'm very active in the digital world and plan to be leading up and through the end of the year for reasons that we probably will get into as we get into our discussion. I as well don't have really much to add in terms of things coming up this week. And so I'm going to pass it on to Derek, who's going to tell us what's going on in Escambia, and then we'll get into it.
Okay. I guess that I will share what it has to do so. So I'm going to do so. For those that may be interested, it suits your boat. This Wednesday, which is August 26th, David Jolly will be in Pensacola from 6:30 to 7:30. And if you have questions or would like more information about it, please call the Escambia Democratic Party office at 850-407-7997. Again, that telephone number is 850-407-7997, and they can give you all of the information that you will need if you are interested in this event. What I will say is, just so everybody is clear, for the next 73 days, BJ and Jill and I are switching over to our association roles. So you will see us as representatives of the Northwest Florida Panhandle Coalition for Civic Engagement, representing Escambia County, Santa Rosa County, and Okaloosa County. That also includes Ms. Christina Forrest, who is not with us today, but hopes to be back not next week, but the week following. So just want to make that disclaimer. So if you are wondering, I'm going to be directing, if you have questions regarding local events for the Democratic Party, certainly I will share what I can, and those that I can't, if I know, I will invite you to reach out to the Escambia Democrats. Their telephone number, if you are interested in the David Jolly event, is 850-407-7997. Or you can email them. Their email address is escambiadems, DEMS, @outlook.com. Again, that is escambiadems @outlook.com. And they will be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. All right. Did I get everybody? I think I did. All right. Let's get on to business. And the first order of business is we had a primary election. Primary election was this past Tuesday in all of our counties, in Escambia and Santa Rosa and Okaloosa counties. And I guess we will go around. Let's talk about thoughts or anything that you may have, Mr. McIntosh. Before we get into Angie, what were your thoughts regarding the election? How do you think it turned out, et cetera?
Well, my thoughts is that people don't understand or they do or don't care the the situation that the country is in and that we are in, and what is what it need to change the direction or the trajectory of where we are going. We see the rise of racism and police brutality, and Donald Trump has opened the floodgate for that mindset. So I was disappointed that people didn't turn out the way they should have, uh, or they just didn't. They either didn't vote out, they didn't turn out because they lacked the knowledge of what is going on, or they just don't care. And that's a tragedy because if you got children in school, what do they think going to happen to them? What do you think is going to happen to the elderly who are in these nursing homes and they are getting ready to get thrown out because they didn't cut uh, funding for people who had Medicaid uh, to give to the rich and to this military industrial complex and to private prison systems who are getting the funds and all of Trump's buddies. So, and, you know, college tuition and all of that is going through the roof. And it seems that people are lost for some reason. I don't know. But I was happy that Andrew Nixon won. Uh, but I was disappointed in some of the other races. But I guess we take a few wins, which is great for the few. But we should have had more.
I agree. Anybody else? Thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. Hats off to Andrew Mixon, of course. Very disillusioned about the 26% of the registered voters here in Escambia County actually voting. But when Mr. McIntosh says that he don't know if people care or whatever the case may be, I think with our election process and the so-called democratic process, people are disillusioned. People are downtrodden. They see that our democracy breaks down at the highest level of our government, and they figure, why even bother? Why even waste our time? Because the laws are there, the Constitution is there, but we see a fellow that's running roughshod, and nobody, three equal branches of government, so-called, but nobody is coming to task on our democracy breaking down at its highest level. So the little man figure, I'm not going to even take an hour out of my day to go and play a part in this farce. And it does appear to be a farce. Our media now is no better than North Korea, Al Jazeera in the Middle East. It's state run. You cannot turn your TV on without seeing that clown show, man. I went dark for a reason. When I'm riding down the street in my car and the news comes on, I mute it. I'm over him in this state-run media and the people that we elect to go and hold these folk accountable in the other branches that just plumb refuse to do so. I think, Brother Jerry, and those viewing us in the panel, I think the people are disillusioned because we know that what works for him doesn't work for the everyday common man, and that is it's a travesty. Now, I do give old boy a little bit of credit. When he was debating Hillary, he did say, everything that I do, you guys made these rules. So why are you guys down on me? Because I'm using them and doing what I do. The Supreme Court, Roberts' Supreme Court is you got basically, well, I was going to say two equal branches since the Supreme Court won't do their thing, but the halls of Congress will not do theirs either. How this guy has this pigeonhole on the whole country, bombing, just madness, and the little man's is disillusioned. So I'll leave it at that.
So,
Mr. Vernon, you got anything? Nope.
Can you hear us?
All right. What about DJ? What do you?
Yeah, I'm gonna use a phrase that my uncle, who was a freedom rider and has run for office back in the early '60s, told me. He said, "People are gonna choose chaotic survival over a safe demise all day, every day. They're gonna choose chaotic survival over safe rebellion all day, every day."
I like that.
So, voting and organizing is safe rebellion, I think, in my view. That is the safe way, and people are just naturally inclined to survive chaotically. And so we need to figure out how to make voting the chaotic choice. Because, listen, Republicans know what voting and how it gets them power. They understand the franchise and the ways in which to use the franchise to get to have a vision for the country that they want to see move forward. Our coalition struggles in that occasionally. And so I've been in thinking mode about how to make voting the chaotic choice and not the safe choice.
That's good stuff. I like that. Because they have, man. I'm back and I always bring drama, but I have to say that they run roughshod over us.
do you think it's because some of the people that we got elected in the Congress and the Senate or too laid back for the job?
Bro, Jerry, that's an excellent question, but I do not think that is it. I think that when it comes to us holding those that we elected accountable, therein lies the fault. I think we've got to hold them accountable, and we got to stop re-electing them in our parties at the highest level. Derek, Jill, BJ, you guys are doing what you do, man, and God, man, my hat is off to you. But those people at the highest levels have to strategize a lot better in the Democratic Party, man. They got to strategize. We got to get ahead of the eight ball. We're always responding and reacting, and I think that accountability, man. We electing the same people, same thing over and over, and expecting a different result. You know what it's called, but yeah, we got to hold these folk accountable.
You got to be on the same team to develop a strategy.
I agree.
Jill.
Come on and get me, Jillian.
Message. Come on. I really almost want to pass until we get into what we need to talk about. But I think you got to be on the same team. And once the plan is written, you got to be able to follow it. You got to be willing to sacrifice whatever we have to sacrifice to follow the plan. And if that doesn't happen, even making voting the chaotic version of it is not going to be enough. Because if voting is just chaotic and everybody's voting every which way, we still lose.
I agree.
So it has to be a whole lot of what BJ said, but very strategic, and it has to be all in. And that could be difficult for many, many people.
Right.
You sure could. You know, I guess what I would say for Escambia, in monitoring turnout, we had just about 27%, a little over 27.3% of registered voters turned out to vote in the August election. And Black voters were abysmal in terms of voter turnout in Escambia County. Um, I think Democratic voters exceeded their typical usual turnout. They got about 30, almost 31% voter turnout, which is usually higher than what we've seen. So there's that. But I think if folks turned out differently, a lot of things would have been different, particularly with Black voters. We would have had a different mayor, um, or at least at best a runoff in the election. We would have had a different person for school boards, all the school board races, and the referendum to elect the superintendent wouldn't have passed. But there's that. BJ, I saw you come off of mute. You were going to say something.
Oh, I was just going to say how you know what the black turnout was.
Or already.
By the votes.
Oh, has somebody told you? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Like you gonna put me on the spot, make me ask switch hats, and so yeah, I was just gonna say
we don't own those hats anymore, so
yeah. So I was gonna say somebody told me. So, but I will say it was in the city of Pensacola. It was absolutely the turnout was very good for in the city of Pensacola. But I think for what I would say is congratulations or give a recognize certainly Jermaine Williams and Ann Hill for their hard fought campaigns that they ran for the mayor of Pensacola, and certainly shout outs to Aaron Toller and Gerald Washington and Dr. Isaac Williams for their hard fought races in the Escambia County School Boards, District 1 and District 2 and District 3, respectfully. So they stepped up, and their willingness to serve does nothing but help strengthen democracy. So, shout out to those folks who actually put their neck on the line. Now, I guess what I would say is I hope November turns out drastically different than where this turned out. But I guess we will see.
This was a precursor.
Well, that's a precursor. I'm scared. So
yeah, man, we should be shaking in our boots, man.
Yeah. So let's hope people do what they do. Now, I guess. Go ahead.
I guess Derek, if we can get people like Angie Nixon to come back and maybe do as much as speak to as many people as she possibly can in person. I think that might help some. I know we're gonna have her back on here, but that might help some as well. But I guess I'm so disappointed that out of all the work that goes into in a campaign to get people to turn out and get them to see that there are things that they need for their children and things that they need for themselves, and still being redlined and overcharged, and funds and benefits cut to the bone. Some 500,000 Black women have been laid off of their jobs, and you got Black men and women that can't get contracts with the federal government and sometimes state governments in different states. So they are losing tons of money are being lost out of our community. And, people are just, I guess, this is so disillusioned with what they see that it just trickled down to the masses, and that's unfortunate because we still got to do what we got to do, the best we can to change the trajectory of the country. Other than that, we're gonna continue to slide back into the past.
What I will say is, the turnout that we saw in Escambia and Santa Rosa and Okaloosa County, it wasn't isolated to just the Panhandle. It happened
Right.
all across the state of Florida, right? And, it was interesting. I was on a call just earlier. In fact, both BJ and I were on the call, and there were some folks from other parts of the states that were talking about how well they did in their voter turnout. And I just I was shocked to hear them being like, oh, we did well. It made me go back and look at what their turnout was in their counties. And I'm like, your turnout was less than mine. What are y'all talking about? But all right, you celebrate. And I guess maybe I was confused at what their turnout typically is, So I don't know that I would ever be as amped for like 22 and 23% voter turnout as they were like, oh, we did well. Like, y'all see the excitement? I'm like, what is excitement? I don't, maybe I'm looking at something different, right? But, I guess people measure things. If nobody votes in your August elections, maybe 22% is a lot, I don't know. But I was quite surprised to hear them be so enthusiastic about where they were. But enough said. Let's talk about the fun stuff, right? So I guess we can say thank you, Escambia County. Thank you, Santa Rosa County. Thank you, Okaloosa County, for actually listening to us. Because y'all turned out like phenomenal for Angie Nixon. DJ, do you know how it looked on your end for Santa Rosa?
I don't know the raw numbers. I'm trying to pull it up now. But I do know that Angie Nixon did carry Santa Rosa County, and it wasn't close. So just like the rest of the state, I think the spread was about similar to the state, like a 10 to 11 point spread between the two. I'll pull it up shortly, but yeah, but she carried Santa Rosa County, a county that, by the way, the voting electorate is over 88% white. That's not our county demographics, but the voting demographics are as such. And so the idea that that a candidate like Angie Nixon cannot carry, a multi-coalition of voters, including majority white voters, obviously we saw that that's not true. Because there was no way she could have won Santa Rosa County with only black voters, considering they only make up about 7% of the electorate in Santa Rosa County. So I think that it's a testament to the work that she put in order to get this, in order to secure her victory with her, 67 county strategy and getting in that bus and just making it work and doing the on the ground grassroots politicking that is required, that obviously she demonstrated is required to win this election.
Yeah. I want to say she did a fantastic job of, but I'm watching when she's, with these interviews that they are trying to trap her all the time now. I watched one on CNN, and they was asking her about somebody else, whether she gonna campaign with this person and all that, and she said, "I'm running for Senate in Florida. I'm running for Florida, United States Senate." So I can't think of the sister's name. I think she was on CBS, or one of them used to be one. Anyway, they was trying to trap her up. Then I saw another one. They was trying to trick her, and I'm like, but she went on to talk about what she wanted to talk about, which was good, but they, then trying to put labels on her already, because the media is owned. I mean, the people that own the media are Trump's buddies. So
That's right.
That's the problem right there. So they telling them what to do. along with the people that produces, the producers being told what to do as well.
Yeah, you had a good TikTok that kind of summed a piece of that up. I don't know.
Ooh, it's
Maybe I
blowing
can
up too.
Is it?
Oh my God. It's probably the Blueprint's best performing TikTok. And I literally did that in bed with a headscarf.
Yeah, I was trying to see if I could pull it up. While I'm sitting here, but
And
I thought it was
I was thinking all of this work I go into producing good content, and all I did was record a video in bed with a headscarf, and it then blew up.
I'm trying to see
You
if I
need to
can
do
get.
that more often, then, BJ.
I guess so. I guess that's all it requires.
Uh,
Well, while you finding that video, the other thing that I think is important to highlight is that Angie was outraised
yeah.
16-1 by the other Democratic opponent, Alexander Vindman. And that's just what Alexander Vindman raised within his own coffers. If you look at what has been raised from outside money in support of his candidacy, it's more like 30-1. And so for someone who, raised less than $1 million, I think she was right around $700,000 to $900,000 and was able to captivate this victory is also something that all of us should look at to see what it takes to run a campaign on a shoestring budget and still come out victorious.
And she did come out victorious, which was, I was shocked at the spread between the two. Because I know that she didn't have the kind of money that he had, but then I know that also that money don't vote, but the people do. If we can turn the people out, get the people to see what's in their best interest, and see that big corporations and all of them are just siphoning everything that the American people, you know, the tax money that the American people put in. I was looking at it this morning and said we have $40 trillion. Our national debt is $40 trillion already. So that's money that we can't even imagine that kind of money. And we got double what's going out than what is coming into the coffers of America because of the war, and each day costing us $1 billion or so dollars. They're steady pulling, going to pull. Well, every 10 days we spending $10 billion.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We already been out there almost 365 days. That's yeah, that's her. That's one I was talking about.
Ooh, it's tough to look at yourself looking like that. Ooh, all right.
State-run media at its best. Great piece, BJ. Great piece, man.
Yeah.
That is so embarrassing.
That's a great piece.
That was really good. That was really good.
It was.
It was. I mean, it was perfect for the setting. The setting was perfect. Yeah, I think that was really great.
More thoughts like this every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central Time. You can find us, The Blueprint live on YouTube, Substack, Instagram, Facebook, and all of your social medias, and where you find your podcast, just the same as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, let's talk about it. I mean, I think BJ broke it all the way down. Like it is, and this is why I know I'm not built to run for office, because when she asked, Angie is doing a master class in like media and how to deal with these people, right? And I know I'm not built like that, because again, when she did her like, you don't know, I would have been like, I just said I didn't. Like, I would have left it at that. I wouldn't have even talked about I'm focused on Florida. She's doing well. Like, that's just not, I don't have that in my bone. When you look at me funny, I'm going to look funny right back at you. Like, everybody would have been talking about, like, well, here he go. And then it would have been a comical thing, like, instead of a serious thing. She's doing well. And they keep doing it across the board. Like, even, I hate to say, even her, it was a little bit, it wasn't as bad, but like Simone Sanders Townsend did it just a little bit on her show. And it's kind of like, do we expect more from our Black media representatives or media representatives, excuse me, who are Black, rather I should say? Are they beholden? Because, Barry Weiss over there at CBS, she calling the shots. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Why don't you go on over there to OWN or go talk to your friend, Miss Winfrey? Like, do something like, I don't know, like or go where the rest of the folks are going now, to their own things. Do like Don Lemon, do like Joanne Reed and those folks. Like, they have pivoted quite well, I think, in that thing. And then they can give true and authentic journalism, and they do it with integrity and responsibly, versus what you doing. Like,
She'll do it when she's kicked to the curb. She'll do it.
But, well, at that point in time, to BJ's point, will it be too late? Because I ain't interested.
Well, I don't think a lot of us are, Derek. I don't think a lot of us are. They have people in place for just those reasons there.
I'm looking at you with my two good eyes, like,
Yeah,
all skin folk and kinfolk. Clearly,
right. But Gail, to me, ain't never been down. To me, that's just me, though.
You know, Derek, and speaking of all those people you mentioned that have podcasts and all of that, wouldn't it be wonderful if the people like them, Roland Martin and all of them, could get together and and put something together that on a major scale like that, on a scale with that kind of knowledge and power, where they can at least address things from a black perspective, but yet true. So it would really be nice if they could do that. If they had that, some kind of way they could get together and put something together uh, that would really, really could bring a community of people together, both black, white, and whoever listen to them, because that it would be coming from true perspective rather than where it's coming from now, where you got to go along with these producers. You have to, that's already been told what to do by these oligarchies that have bought up the media, like the Peter Thiel and all of those individuals who are Trump buddy, who are trying to help, because they get so much money that they don't even want a media that that's objective at all. They want everything just the way they want it, and that's what they are getting.
And I think we also need to address one of the elephants. There are many in the room. Mm-hmm. One of the elephants is, though, even on CNN, there were CNN contributors who are white, who also have a lot of ties back to Florida politically, even though they may be stationed in Washington or in New York now. They're also journalists. And they all said after Angie Nixon won, they all said that behind the scenes, we were all talking about this, about how he really wasn't a good campaigner, that Alex really wasn't doing the on the ground work that was necessary in order to win a campaign. And people were wondering, what are you doing? And so my question is, if this is all going on behind the scenes, and the person that you see doing the actual tangible work in comparison to the one who is not doing the work, and these are not I'm not coming to these conclusions. These are just conclusions that are circulating in the media. The media has now said after these election results that the results were not surprising. The people who had the insider knowledge are stating that it was very clear, and discussions were happening behind the scenes, that the person who was expected to win this race was not doing the work. So I'm wondering, if that's what y'all were all saying behind the scenes, why y'all kept giving him money? Y'all was putting money into a campaign that y'all all knew was failing, but y'all couldn't give Angie Nixon $10, let alone 10,000. So y'all purposely invested in a campaign that y'all knew was not doing the work, but would not invest in the person who was fighting like hell for the position. And we got to ask ourselves the question, why? Is it because he's white? Is it because he's white and male? Is it because he's military? Is it because whatever the fill in the blank? Is it because? That's a serious question that Democratic donors, which I don't want be in nobody's pocket on this screen, but I don't know if any of us are in them circles where we cutting tens of thousands of checks, but I don't know that to be certain. I know I'm not. But we need to question these big dollar donors to say, why in the hell were y'all cutting 3, 4, 5-figure checks to a person who behind the scenes y'all was talking about him behind his back about how he wasn't acting like he wanted it?
And it's still that way. There are rumors going around that there are some who are supposed to be Democrats that are really not supporting Andrew Nixon the way they should be. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering how much money is going to come in now from those donors who are supposed to be helping to get Democrats elected to the Senate.
Hmm.
Uh,
Well, yes. Hmm. So I feel like it's a great segue, but I'll hold it. Yeah, okay. So it's a great segue. Speaking of which, let's talk about it. So it is the biggest upset right now, but and it is the upset. Some folks call it an upset, or we call it, or at least we do what was going to happen because um, Rep. Nixon met voters where they were, and the other man said, "Oh, I ain't talking to y'all. I don't really give a damn because I got it right." He said,
Agree. It was an upset to certain people.
Yeah, it was upset to
The
certain
people who thought that the black lady with dreads was ain't no way the black lady with dreads was going to get a U.S. Senate nomination, and it was an upset to them. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm. Yep. And so, which begs the question, which is a good thing, a good topic. It has been upsetting to some, and folks ain't choosing. Even on the Democratic side, they have chosen not to fall in line. Now, some of us have been around folks where they say, "Vote blue, no matter who," but in August, it's vote blue, no matter who, except if you black. Right? That's what we're seeing right now from folks at the top.
And that's a tragedy in itself because these folks at the top, they want unity when somebody white wins, but when it comes to black, unity is out the door. It's an afterthought that when a black person wins. And this is what's happening now, and it has been happening for a long time here. Even on the local levels, there have been times when we knew a black person could win, and then the people lied and said they were going to vote for that person, and then turn around and voted. They couldn't pull the lever for them because they were black. And this is the tragedy of and this is why the Democrats in Florida always lose. You should be fighting like hell to get her elected so that we can we can disband some of the things that are taking place here, debase, at least Ron DeSantis and all of them. I know he's the governor right now, but if black people don't turn out, neither one can win. If people don't turn out for the Democrat Party, Jolly can't win. If you alienating black people, so you're gonna alienate your base of people that has been the backbone of the Democrat Party and the spine of the Democrat Party for almost a century now. But you're gonna ignore them. It's crazy.
So today is August 23rd, right? The election was August 18th. So we are now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, going on to the 6th day. And as of today, the Florida Democratic Party and its chair has yet to say that they are proudly endorsing Angie Nixon for the
My
United
sentiments
States
exactly.
State Senate.
There we
Jill,
go.
you want go ahead, Bill.
No. I was just saying that's what I was alluding to. Absolutely, man, at the highest levels.
Jill, you want to take them through timelines and thoughts and where we are?
Sure, I'd love to. Okay. So as Derek stated, we had the primary on the 18th. And I'll speak from just being engaged over the last 8 years. So in 2018, when we had Nelson and Gillum running, and Gillum was running against Gwen Graham, the party wanted Gwen Graham. The party was solely bought in to Gwen Graham and never believed, and I don't even understand why not, but they didn't believe at all that Andrew Gillum could win. So much so that when the polls closed, unlike with Angie's that they were already able to call, they couldn't call it because it was tied or very, very close, and they needed the Panhandle to vote. The Panhandle pushes Andrew Gillum over, and the party structure breaks. However, the chair at that time immediately came out and fully supported Bill Nelson, Andrew Gillum, everybody who won, fully supported. It took them 6 to 8 weeks to get their campaigning switch over from Gwen Graham because they had so bought into Gwen Graham. And fast forward to 2026. And so 2026, let's go 2-3 days before August 18th. Let's just call it the 15th. Candidates, certain ones, we'll go over which ones, were getting phone calls to set up a big rally in Eatonville, Florida, historically Black area. Days before the 18th. And their campaign and their teams were preparing to go to Eatonville so that they could be on the stage. Normally, if you're going to plan correctly, because you're being proactive, then you would invite all of the candidates, or at least the top of the tickets, the top 2, the top 3, if it was close. But in any race where there's only 2 people, you would always invite the top 2. And one is going to give the acceptance speech, and one is going to give this concession speech and say, you know what, at this time, I'm fully behind whoever. That is the way the process, if you're not, if you're doing it correctly, that's what you would do. So everybody would be in Eatonville, or at least the teams would be in Eatonville, and they would be ready on the 18th to say, here we go. Unfortunately, I lost. They won, but we're going to be together. That is what should have happened. That is the ideal, correct, and per the structure of the Democratic Party as it has been written, that's what they're supposed to do. And that's from years of just being a part of looking at and doing deep dives in and understanding their structure, their loyalty oaths, their code of conduct, their everything. So all of this is planned. And the invitees were the following: Alex Vindman.
Oh, Lord.
David Jolly, and Buddy Dyer, who is the mayor of
Orlando.
Orlando.
I didn't want to get him and Jerry mixed up.
Orlando. Yeah.
So, first thing you need to note is that means that Angie Nixon was not invited, told about, ever thought about to be there. And how do us as lay regular people know this? Because the campaigns were all going to Eatonville and their friends, and they were telling everybody, Jamil, I'm so glad you're with us right now. This is going to be fabulous. Welcome. And so they were all in Eatonville while Angie was still knocking doors and making sure that people were getting out to vote, making phone calls, text messages, and doing what she needed to do. So Florida Democratic Party had all of this set up. 15th, 16th, 17th, the 18th happens, and oh my goodness, they can't believe it. Angie Nixon has taken the senatorial race. And do you know what the Florida Democratic Party did? They canceled their rally. But they canceled the rally because they didn't set it up right. Because had they set it up right, they just would have turned and Angie would have been given the winnings. I accept. This is great. And Vindman would have been conceding and saying, we're going to work together. But they hadn't planned that. They hadn't invited her. They didn't think about her. They never dreamed, thought, hoped, or could even stomach the fact that she might win.
And Vindman didn't even write a concession speech. He thought he had it.
Right. Well, we know he thought he had it because he didn't talk to people. He didn't come. He didn't apologize. He didn't call Angie when his wife did what she did. He called around and talked to certain Black people after the fact, and then made comments like, "My opponent is Black, in case you didn't know," talking to Black people. Like anyway.
Yeah.
that part. So I think maybe we'll stop there so people can conversate about.
Well, but also wasn't there some information, and I don't want to put out misinformation, but wasn't there some thoughts about the funding of that event?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So yeah, I mean yes, but no. So yes, they would tell you that the event, of course, was going to be paid for by the person who raised $16 million. That would have been Vindman. They would tell you that they fully expected, when Vindman, in their mind, won, that their coordinated campaign was going to be paid for. Like everything that the Florida Democratic Party does was going to be financed through the win with Vindman. And the excuse, I'm going to call it an excuse. The excuse is that they canceled the rally because Vindman was paying for it. But again, I would tell you, it was at Eatonville. It don't cost too much to do a rally. And had you invited Angie, you would have had what you needed anyway, because all the Black people would have been there, instead of you trying to pull the wool over the eyes for the Black people to believe that because you're in Eatonville and you put Vindman and Jolly on the stage, they're supposed to buy the Kool-Aid, drink it, and not die. Anyway.
But this is why they playing in our face.
Right.
Because all of us are organizers. I can tell you right now, I can reserve Tiger Point Community Center for $25 an hour and hold something there if I found out at the last minute that my venue wasn't going to be paid for. Mm-hmm. I could have did that. All I would have needed was four hours. $100, and I could have Tiger Point Community Center. I could have had Santa Rosa County Auditorium. I could have had whatever it was. They was going to make arrangements for would have been last minute, but I can guarantee you for an event of that caliber in a blue area at that, concessions could have been made. So I don't want to hear that, we couldn't have it because the person who was supposed to be paying for it got complicated when the person who was supposed to be paying for it actually lost.
Thank y'all. Thank you, Gia. Thank you, BJ. Y'all proving my point.
So I guess it is probably Jill. Go ahead. You're about to say something.
No, I know Jamil is like ready to say something. So like he couldn't say something if he needed to. But if you have something, Derek, I don't know where you're going next.
No, well, I just want to level set because people who are watching, again, we're in a familiar space with each other and we're using terms that I think our viewers may not understand what they are or what they mean. So we've talked about the coordinated campaign. We've said that a couple of times, but I want to make sure that everybody understands what that means and what that is. So in election cycles, in primary elections, typically what's supposed to happen is that the Florida Democratic Party, and Jill, you've had more experience in this, so you can tell me if I'm explaining it wrong. Probably need that a little bit more nuance. They stay neutral in their primary elections. So there is no, I endorse, Peter Pan, I endorse Mickey Mouse. They stay quiet. It didn't happen like that this year. But, allegedly. They stay quiet, right? Once
allegedly.
Allegedly, right? Once the ticket is formed, so after your primary, whether you're talking about presidentials, et cetera, once you know who's going to be on your ticket, so whether the governor, in this case, it's the governor, let me get it correct. it's the United States Senator who is at the top of the ticket, right? Because I want everybody to understand that. Y'all keep talking about a Jolly Nixon ticket. It's not a Jolly Nixon ticket. It's a Nixon Jolly ticket. Okay. Let's just level set what that looks like. So you've got Nixon at the top. Then under that would be the governor's race, which is David Jolly. Under that, you've got the which is Jose Javier Rodriguez. Underneath the attorney.
So normally this is how it is on the ballot. So you'll have your Senate race.
Yeah.
You have your Senate race, then whoever your congressional person is in your district.
Right.
Then the governor, then the attorney general, then the CFO, and then the commissioner of agriculture. Yes.
Yeah, I skipped the congressional person because for the purposes of the coordinated campaign, they are included in this conversation, right? So you got, as Jamil just said, those people at the top of the ticket, minus the congressional people, because they don't do it, come together to run what's called a coordinated campaign. Now, the Florida Democratic Party requires those candidates to put money into that coordinated campaign so that they can fund that campaign that includes all of those people, but it's also supposed to help down ballot candidates. So it would be your congressional races, your Florida House and your Florida Senate races, not necessarily your local and municipal races, but all those down ballot candidates that stop at the state level. So when we're talking about it, Alexander Vindman was supposed to contribute $5 million or whatever, $2 million,
$3 million.
$3 million. Then the governor's race is supposed to contribute another couple of millions. Three, is it two? Three? Two?
Senate is 3. Under the vision that they had on the 15th of August, the senatorial candidate that they thought was going to be Vindman was going to had already said he was going to give $3 million, and they had, I guess, assumed that whoever won the gubernatorial candidate was going to give them $2 million, and then it went down from there. Those are facts.
Yeah, and so that's what we mean by coordinated campaign. So when you hear talking about they established their coordinated campaign, they had already established their coordinated campaign before the polls closed at election night, which again included Alexander Vindman, because we were told, or folks were told, that they had a plan of unity to unite the party back together, and it was going to be released the next day.
That was conditional.
And if you saw the unity plan, I'm still waiting to see it. It ain't nothing unified, right? And at bare minimum, the chair of the Florida Democratic Party is supposed to call and congratulate the winners, talk to those who didn't win and say, whatever they say, and kind of move forward. That call didn't happen for Angie until Friday. And then suddenly it got leaked to the media. So some of y'all saw that article, right?
Wait, can you clarify, Derek? Because the call should have been, hello, this is the chair of the Florida Democratic Party. Congratulations. You knocked it out the park. We're 100% behind you. This is what we're going to do. There was a call. None of that was said.
Nope. I was about to say, Jill.
Go ahead.
Jill, it's Nikki. You know better.
Well, then we have to go in. Yeah, I think we need to break down who all of the players are. So, Nick, it's Nicole Nikki Freed, right? Isn't that how she does when she runs? So Nicole Nikki
allegedly.
Yeah. Yeah. So when Nicole Nikki Freed, the chair of the Florida Democratic Party, picked up the phone to finally call the candidate, not the day of, the night of, the day after, the next day, but on Friday, the conversation did not go that way. And still to this day on Sunday, 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, we still have not heard from Chair Nicole Nikki Fried and or executive director Rachel Berger or the CFO and whatever Sophie is, to be honest, none of them have said.
They thought their Facebook post was enough.
Yeah, but the Facebook post was still just a picture. It wasn't we stand behind. It was congratulations, like you may have just like we didn't just break national record. But when New York and Vermont happened, they came all out, had a whole press release and everything. Chair Nicole Nikki Fried was on every news outlet talking about how great it is, and this shows exactly what Florida's going to do. And you know what? She was so right. She just didn't even know it. It just was going to be Angie and not Vindman. But she was right. But then when she was right, but she wanted to be wrong, she couldn't say nothing. I don't even understand that.
Yeah,
you do. Yeah, you do.
I'm about to say, do you not?
He does.
When I say I don't even understand it, I don't understand why you choose to. I'm gonna be honest, because y'all should say it, but since y'all ain't saying why would you still want to be chair if you can't get behind the top of the ticket? Then I don't know why you want to be chair.
That's right.
Well, should be chair.
That's right.
All hats are off today, so
that's right. You're right. You own it. You spot on.
It was like, ooh, me. Ooh,
I said it at the top of the show. I just wasn't throwing no names.
I don't know if there are white people that are watching, but if you are, come hither.
They watch, BJ. They watch.
Yeah, they watch.
Since a lot of y'all get shocked when y'all find out what I am. Let's make it clear right now. I know how y'all act. Because y'all act this way when y'all don't know I'm in the room. The unmitigated gall for the person who lost their statewide primary, by the way. Not that I didn't vote for the sister. I voted for the sister. But you still lost your primary. For you to go to the person who won her primary to tell her what she needs to be doing and how she needs to course correct when she's the one who won her primary and you the one who lost yours. That takes a level of gall that I'm just like.
But see, she feels that she can because she won her primary in 18 and she won the general in 18. So she feels obligated to feel like that she can. Baby, don't nobody care about the fact that you won Commissioner of Agriculture in 2018. That's number one. Number two, the reason why nobody cares about the fact that you won Commissioner of Agriculture in 2018 is because we halfway believe that the only reason you won it anyway is because you're still friends with all your Republican buddies. You still, let's be honest. In 2017, you donated $2,000 to, no, not two, 10. You donated $10,000 to Ashley Moody's campaign for Attorney General. It's there. Like people act like we can't look this stuff up on FEC findings. Like it's there.
I didn't know that.
It's there. Like you gave money to Ashley Moody's Attorney General campaign when Sean is lit. That halfway the reason why Sean don't like you right now. Let's put that on the table. That's halfway the reason why Sean don't like you right now.
But here's my thing. The Florida Democratic Party is in a similar situation that Angie finds herself in. The Florida Democratic Party got less than $1 million on cash on hand, going against a Republican Party that's got $100 million. So it's almost like the same thing. Angie was outraised 16, some people say 30-1 by her opponent, and she beat him. So instead of saying, look, the Florida Democratic Party is in the same situation you was in. Let us know what you did in order to pull this victory out this hat. because we're in a similar funding situation and we need to know what you did. Instead of saying, congratulations, come teach us what you did. Instead, y'all had the gall to call her and chastise her about what you think she should be running on and what platform and how her candidacy is going to hurt other people's. I don't understand it. I do understand it.
Yeah, you do.
I understand it because y'all think y'all can talk to black folk any old kind of way. And it needs to be said. It needs to be said because y'all be trying people. And y'all lucky we love the Lord. Because if we did not love the Lord, half of y'all would be cussed out in 2 minutes. But we need y'all in order to get into the spaces to make a difference. So we don't cuss y'all asses out when we want to.
So in 2000, let's go back again. In 2018, when a certain mayor from Tallahassee won the Democratic nomination for the gubernatorial seat in the state of Florida, outside of the current governor saying, don't monkey this up, the main news story on every national news outlet in 2018 was how did this black man from Tallahassee become the gubernatorial candidate for the state of Florida. Let's fast forward now. August the 18th, 2026. 16 to 1 odds. 16 to 1 odds. If we was in Vegas, those are some odds that you want to put down on. Let me be clear. I've watched this young lady from Moncrief, from the north side.
J-Bill in the house.
From the north side of Duval County. I've watched her since 2020 be told time and time again, she's not gonna do it. When that lady who got on that good microphone and told people, thank God for slavery, because if it wasn't for slavery, we'd be still in Africa worshiping trees.
Yeah.
When Angie went up against her, everybody was like, she not gonna beat Kim Daniels. And what happened? Wiped the floor with Kim Daniels.
Yeah.
They said the same thing this year in this primary. What happened? Wiped. Like this wasn't even one of those close. Oh my God, 300 to 400 vote situation. This was a wipe the floor. Every county in the Panhandle except for Walton and Jackson, she won all of them.
I thought she won Jackson. She didn't win Jackson?
No, I'm sorry. Walton and Franklin.
Right. Yeah.
Outside of those two, won all of them. Won Duval very convincingly because we're not finna vote against our own
right
here. And instead of you being like, oh my God, instead of you not being like every day since Tuesday, the only person we've seen on national media, black media, internet media is Angie Nixon. Let's figure out what we can do as a party to not only rally behind her, but find out what the secret sauce is so that we can get a little bit of that and dab it on these other top of the ticket candidates. It's
the secret sauce is not in the right package, though.
Listen, because it never is when they try to come and gentrify and assimilate. It never is. It never is when they kind of come and gentrify and assimilate the secret sauce.
But to act as if, it's really astounding that you talking every day about taking back the Senate, taking back the House, and then as soon as you get somebody who possibly could do it, you renege. You know,
Mhm.
you
Is the is the is the DSCC gonna give State Representative Angie Nixon the same amount of money that they gave Alexander Vindman in his war chest during this primary?
Oh, I didn't even know
Um,
they gave him money.
mhm. Of that 20 million, a good 10 to 12 of it came from the DSCC. But we don't
My God, on today.
we don't dibble and dabble during primaries.
Mm,
Right.
mm,
Right.
We don't dibble and dabble during primaries.
You want to say something, Derek?
Go ahead. 'Cause
I just wanted to. I had one more dessert to cook.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
So 3 days, Derek got the same package. 3 days before election day, I get a package with my name on it. I don't know who it's from. Just like we were talking about Angie Nixon. I don't know this man. I get a big box, beautiful box. A beautiful box. I open it up. I got Alexander Vindman signs, posters, stickers, card rack. I get a big. Now all of us know how much this stuff costs. I probably not even before they shipped it to me. I probably had a good $200 to $300 worth of campaign literature, merch, and stuff in this box. $300 before they shipped it to me. And I'm like, you giving me this 3 days before election day. You could have spent $100 on a tank of gas and drove to Santa Rosa County. And I can guarantee you, if you had done that in every county instead of sending them a $300 box of merch, you could have spent less money on gas to just go to the area and talk to the people. But what you thought you could do was buy people's vote. And what Angie did was she got in her bus. She filled up a tank with that expensive ass gas we got right now. And she drove this state up and down, left to right, east to west. Meanwhile, the other candidate was talking about when he was going to charter his private planes and that we needed to meet him at the airport. And why don't we all meet him at the airport? Not him come meet us. That we needed to organize to meet him at the airport for his private plane. This is all things that go on behind the scenes that people don't know about. And while and you know what? We never said anything publicly about how offensive that was. We kept
he gonna catch an attitude when it didn't happen. Boom.
And despite us being highly offended that you wanted us to organize your event when you come in on your private plane and that we needed to get people to the airport for you because you had somewhere else to go to.
Wait, tell them the time.
Oh, Lord. Was it what, 9 a.m., something like that?
No, it wasn't 9 a.m., it was 9 p.m.
9 p.m.
Yeah, 9 p.m. That's what it was. 9 p.m. Anyway, and still, we kept it a buck. We kept it 100. We didn't badmouth that man. We didn't talk about how crazy that shit was. We stayed professional. We stayed neutral in our stance. All of this is coming out now. But this is some of the stuff that went on behind the scenes. And then you want to send us a package 3 days before talking about pass this out?
Boom.
We have some homeless people that are that were very warm for 3 days.
Yeah, so when you
my God on today.
when it was funny because you got that package and I got the package too. Matter of fact, it's so funny. It came, and it was addressed to me, but one of our other candidates happened to intercept the package and was like, "Hey, I got a package for you." The mailman gave. And I was like, "Why you got packages for me?" Like, shout out to Jermaine, I appreciate him. And he was like, "Oh, the mailman gave it to me to give to you." And I was like, "Oh, okay, well, bring it on." And I'm like, I don't know what I could be getting. Yeah, I'm not sure. What is this? I open that box, and all I see is the little handheld signs that say Alexander Vindman, like who's gonna hold a rally when you win, so you could videotape us like yay, go Vindman, woo! You thought we was gonna do it. I immediately, once I opened that, I was like the unmitigated God. And what I did, I FaceTime Jill. I said, "Look what I got. Look at this." And once I got off the phone, let me tell you how God worked. How I knew I wasn't gonna do it. I took that and put it right in the garbage can. I put it right on the curb for the city of Pensacola to come and pick up because I was like, no, I'm not doing it. And what you giving me these stickers for? What I'm gonna do with stickers? Don't nobody want your stickers, but that's it. It is what it is. I threw that stuff right where it needed to go in the garbage can. It looked like I made the right decision because you ain't even get close. And I just want to say, because I'm gonna get back to something else, right? In the counties in the Panhandle that have the highest, the most populous for veterans, you would have thought Alexander Vidler was going to take that ticket.
That's
But
right.
no, he wasn't even close. I mean, wasn't even close. It was 63%. And Escambia County, poo-poo on you, so bad, too bad, so sad. I don't know what to tell you.
Did we already touch on the Washington Post polls?
No, I ain't got there yet. Hold on. But I want to go back to something else. I want to go back to the call that was had from that Nikki Nicole Freed.
I have quotes.
And
I have quotes.
And as Lord Jesus, right? Instead of you saying congratulations, let me just take a step back. I see we don't got.
You might have a lot of people on. You might want to start and say who you're talking about because they might have just joined us.
So I can tell some people have just joined us because I see the view count has gone up tremendously on the Facebook page. Hey, I see y'all watching.
My God.
Who I want to be talking about? Who? Like what you said?
You just when you started, you said what you could have done when you called. They might not know the whole story. So that's all.
Yeah. So going back, as we said, Nikki Nicole Freed didn't call Angie Nixon on the day that she won like she should have. She waited 3 whole days to make the phone call. And instead of saying congratulations, as BJ pointed out, you're going to tell her what she needs to be doing on her campaign, as if she didn't just sweep all across the state of Florida. How bold are you? And then to add insult to injury,
Nikki wants her to back away from DSA, from socialism, said one person who spoke with Nixon. She's listening to other people saying that they're afraid. They're scared.
That's where I was going. Hold on. Then you're going to have the mitigated gall to tell her that you're going to part your top and bottom lip and move your bottom lip and move your tongue to form the sentence that I am concerned about Jewish people now and Hispanic people in the state of Florida.
The Jewish members and the Hispanic caucus.
Now,
hey, Maka. We see you with your racist dealings that you did on the candidates forum that happened during the primary. Hey, Maka, we know that the racist dealings that you had, you don't take responsibility for it. Hey, Maka, my name's Jamil Davis. You don't ever acknowledge me when you actually see me in public because you've seen me twice. Hey, Maka, so let's talk. Let's talk about the anti-Blackness that you have asserted and that you have made others, including individuals that are Black, assert during this particular campaign. But you have concealed it over progressiveness when it's actually anti-Blackness.
And despite all of that, Angie has actually been a trooper. Because when people were going online reading her for filth, Angie was like, y'all stop.
The gloves are off now.
So here's my thing. And I'm going to tell y'all, just because if you think I'm talking, you're like, oh, well, you saying that, but I bet you ain't going to say nothing to Nikki Freed. And some of y'all, I think, as I said, I made a post on Facebook that clearly must have got a few folks a little concerned about my well-being.
It did.
They were a little concerned. They done call everybody on the side and say, all right, what's going on? Some of y'all, I think, some people have the misconception. I'm very nice. I'm a very nice person. I'll do anything I can for you. Love most folks. But please don't forget that I don't play about my people. Now, my people is my people. My people are my friends. However you want to interpret my people, just know that I don't play about them. So if you think I didn't say anything to Miss Nikki Nicole Freed, I want to give you what I wrote. And to that, I said, Black people are being lynched every day and they are ruling it suicide. Black men have been drowned and officials are withholding critical information. Black children go missing daily and no one covers it. The police are murdering Black folks and still continue to be above reproach. White women are calling Black candidates shitty and telling them to buy new clothes and shoes. Democratic operatives, let me just make sure y'all hear me when I say, I ain't said Republicans, I said Democratic operatives are lying on Black candidates, telling voters that they have AIDS. Black people in this country are systemically oppressed and are the furthest from even being considered for equity. But suddenly, a Black candidate who supports Medicare for all and wants everyone to be happy, safe, and prosperous wins in the state of Florida. And now you scared for Hispanic people and Jewish people in the state of Florida? Now, I said GTFOH, and I can't say that on here because we're on TV, right? And I want Mr. Vernon to continue to being able to broadcast us on WBQP TV.
Definitely want Mr.
But
Vernon
y'all
to
know
keep
what
his, definitely want Mr. Vernon to keep
GTFOH
his
is.
FCC license.
Right.
We do.
Yeah. So you know what GTFOH is. Please get out my face. Don't play with me like that. Like, we're not doing that. We're absolutely not doing that. I am disgusted. Disgusted. And I'm still waiting on the Unity plan. Jill, you got a Unity plan? You got one yet?
Nope, I didn't get a Unity plan.
EJ, you got one?
Oh, I got the one I came up with.
All right.
All right.
There it is.
Our own, because we had to come up with one because they're not coming up with nothing.
Right. That's what we got. And so for that, I'm going to say this. If you can't lead how you're supposed to lead, get the hell out the way.
That part.
If you choose not to get the hell out the way, folks got ways of making you move. Please understand that. That's what I'm going to say. Some of y'all like, I thought that was your friend. That's my friend of 30 years. This ain't got nothing to do with friendship.
That's right.
Ain't got a doggone thing to do with friendship. Because again, I don't play about my people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's move on to the governors. I think we got a couple things to talk about there too. Oh wait, let me take a step back. Anybody else got anything else to say about Angie Nixon and the race there?
I'm voting for Angie Nixon. Vote for Angie Nixon.
Angie4us.com.
Reason I know we got white folk viewing because I got a friend down in Moncrief. Boy, election night, man. Boy, I was in the sport, but he was blowing me up. He was excited, man. His home girl. That's all I had.
So I think
go ahead.
I think I would say, I think BJ earlier called all of the other people to come closer. So this is what I would say. I don't really care what you look for this very second. I don't care what you look like. I don't care who you love. I don't care your economic status. What I do need you to do is pull your ear a little closer and listen to what Angie stands for. Healthcare for all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Prosperity. Happiness. Everybody to, I wish I had your paperwork, BJ, in front of me. I memorized it and lost it. I wish it was here. But I'm just saying, that's what she stands for. If you take everything that we need, and somebody said she had a bus, she didn't have a bus. She took her own van. She got a flat tire. She changed it herself so she could get to us, the people. She didn't just travel from Pensacola to the Keys once, twice, sometimes 3 and 4 times. Sometimes for ignorant people who just said, I got to be the one that said that you came. And she came anyway.
Mhm. Let me say, I'm going to tell you
what.
Yeah, I was going to say what our policies are: Medicare for all, free child care, free paid family and sick leave, national rental free, and a moratorium on eviction, universal job program, tax the rich, and abolish ICE. Yeah, there you go.
Now this is what Fox News is reporting her platform is.
And I loved what they wrote under that.
And I'm like, boo boo, you act like that's gonna turn people off. Like what?
And I think that's perfect. Leave that on the screen, because that's what I want you to understand is it doesn't matter how they're twisting, they're turning this. What they want you to understand, what you see on that screen is what she stands for.
Mm-hmm.
And
so
people have done
healthcare, that's unfortunate. If you don't have any children, that's unfortunate. If you don't need family paid sick leave and rent freeze and all of that, universal jobs and all of that, you are in the elite class, I guess. But for the everyday person, this is the candidate who promises to give you what we need. And we've been begging, crying, fighting each other for years. And then you get it and you don't even know what to do with it, because it doesn't look like you. And so what I'm saying is, when I told you to come closer, don't look at, I mean, she is Black. She ain't gonna change that. Guess what? That's unfortunate for y'all. And God bless America that God made her who she is. But she's fighting for you, whether you're white, Black, purple, pink, nobody cares, straight, gay, doesn't matter, have money, don't have money.
Mhm.
She's fighting for you. And so for me, this is where party structure just completely breaks down. This is where you look at the chair of a party and say, it is time.
Oh, I thought she was
That's what I'm
frozen.
gonna say. No, it is time. It is time for you to either on Monday, because today's Sunday, so all your little cronies that are watching this need to get on the phone with you and tell you that Monday you should have a press conference that says, you know, we had to take a lot of time to put all our stuff together, but we are now ready and willing to support Angie Nixon at the top of the ticket and everybody down ballot. We are putting our full support behind her. And we don't want anybody to be confused over all of the rhetoric and the information and the facts that happened before, because we have woke the fuck up, the freak up. Sorry. I took it back. Don't get Vernon in trouble. Sorry. And you know, if I'm cussing, I'm pissed. But we woke the freak up. Jesus, no, I'm sorry, you don't say Jesus. God touched you. God shone the light. The light that I often tell you you have inside of you has dimmed quite drastically, and I need it to brighten up, and I need you to go and do that. And if you don't, then it is not just those random Facebook posts that you're seeing. People are ready for you to move out of the way, because we have an election to win. We have lives to save. We have children, grandchildren, mothers, fathers, uncles, brothers, friends that need everything that's on this screen. And you can't give us any of that. Not as the chair of the party. So either do it or get out of the way. Like literally.
And you
Heart,
didn't give
heart, get out of the way, because that's the message I heard that you left for people. You gave 2 hearts. I'm gonna give you 2 hearts back. Either 2 heart yourself to say what you need to say, or 2 heart yourself out, pack your bags and go.
I mean, and you didn't give it to us when you were Commissioner of Agriculture.
So I'm just gonna say this. You tell me, and I'm gonna go. Help me to understand. And I'm not Jewish, nor am I Hispanic, but I want to understand how Medicare for all threatens Jewish and Hispanic community. Anybody got any idea?
Not a clue.
What about free child care? How does that threaten such that you fear for the Jewish and Hispanic communities? How
Might
that
actually help them.
What
Right.
about free paid family and sick leave? How that work? I don't understand. How about national rent freeze and moratorium on evictions? Or universal jobs care, tax the rich and Hispanic people?
Abolish
Why
ICE.
you scared for her to try to abolish ICE? I'm confused. Let me shut up.
Don't
I
get
have a
yourself in trouble. Don't.
Right.
Don't
I have a
don't do it
question.
there. Don't do it there.
Let,
I have a
let
question.
me go shut up.
Do I have a
But
question?
here is, and I just want for those of you all who are not Democrats, you don't got to believe us. You see this big thing right here, say Fox News. This is what your people said she support. So you'll never believe us. You believe Fox News. So you got to know that this is true because Fox News told you so, right?
And people been brand hijacking Fox News's graphic and saying, "Yeah, this one I'm running on. Thank you, Fox News." It's sad. It's sad when Fox News is putting your platform on the screen, but MS Now talking about Hassan Piker.
Right.
Yeah.
What kind of bizarre world are we in?
Right.
We're just gonna run through this right quick. We're just gonna run through this right quick. Did the best in the least college educated counties in Florida. Won those by 30 points. Won those by 30 points. Women's best county as far as younger voters versus older voters. Women's best county was the oldest one in the county, median age 69. So she pretty much took young voters. Again by 30 points. Women won the counties with the fewest Black residents by only 4 points, while she wins the counties with substantial Black populations by about 30 points, about 25 to 30 points. Nixon won counties with the average household income under $65,000 by 20 points, but also led in counties of all income levels. What does that say? At some point, Florida Democratic Party, you all have to stop snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I have a question, and because I think Derek, you said it, that they said that Hispanics and Jewish people, they were fearing for them or scared for them. And does anybody know the makeup of the Florida Democratic Party? Is there more Jewish and Hispanic people than there are Black and other people, all the other people? To me, I'm just sitting here saying, so the chair of your party, the Florida Democratic Party, is not worried about immigrants, not worried about the Haitian, not worried about Black people, not worried about the LGBTQ community, the Asian community, none of them, just those two communities. And that is the big tent. Did the tent just shrink all of a sudden, or am I just not understanding?
What they need to understand is, because they ain't gonna never figure that out. That's gonna require knowledge, education. They're not gonna understand that. But what they should understand, because this is easy, the feeling you perceiving yourself to have right now, we have every time somebody's nominated. Because every time somebody's nominated, particularly if they are of a certain hue, we know we are not at the forefront of their platform. We are an afterthought. And still, despite that, we show up in 92%. 9 in 10 Black women show up. 8 in 10 Black men show up. Even though the same apprehensions that you all may have now about the particular nominee we have now, we have those apprehensions all the time. Because at the end of the day, the system is never set up to serve us. Never. And so y'all gonna have to figure out how to tuck your tails between your legs, sit in the discomfort, and go vote for Angie Nixon. Because we do it every election cycle.
And the thing about it, the policies that she put forward, the issues she's putting forward, is good for everybody. You know, and like Derek said, what is it about childcare that somebody's afraid of? Abolishing ICE, who is harassing everybody, who are in cities where they supposed to be on the border here in America. They in cities harassing, killing, slaughtering, and then there are Black people being executed on the streets every day by police.
I mean, let's call the thing a thing. There are concerns that she has opinions about our international relations with other countries, and we're not gonna name them because then we're gonna get a label. So let's not say anything to get us the label. But there are some conversations about things that at the end of the day she's not gonna even have no control over anyway. Because clearly we got a president that don't feel like they need to go to Congress anyway to do anything militarily. So we got people all up in arms about something that at the end of the day, she won't have no power to control.
Right.
But she will have power to get you some health care.
Well, let's move on because we got some points to make about David Jolly. Right. So in that race, we saw David Jolly win by a considerable margin. It was like 56%. Wasn't a blowout like everybody keeps saying. He won by 56%, and then Dana Marie Foster had like 15, I think, over 16, something like that, percent of the Democratic turnout across the state. Right, and so everybody keeps talking about he won, because he has great policies and these things are resonating with the voters. So I just want to be clear. Dave Jolly won because most people didn't know who the other people were. Combined with the fact that Jerry Demings exited the race. It wasn't because David Jolly had phenomenal messaging that everybody is on. He won because they didn't know who the other people were. So fine, David Jolly, congratulations to him. He's on the nom. We were fortunate enough, or unfortunate, however you want to look at it, to sit up. Well, no, let's go back before we do it. Have you all been seeing his media appearances since the time that he has gotten the nomination? BJ, what you say about those?
We've seen them. I mean, they're clearly there's been an evolution. Within the last day or two, there's been a sea change, and so we want to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
But out the gate. And now this kind of makes sense because Jill, if you saying that they was all prepared to go to Eatonville together, or whatever it's called, what's it called?
Eatonville.
Yeah, they was all ready to go to Eatonville together. Somebody, it clearly even Jolly was thrown off his game because he think he about to be in Eatonville with Vindman, and Eatonville canceled, and now they got to go to comm school to figure out how they're going to navigate this space, and so it was clearly communications in the making that did not sit right with a lot of people, including myself, about, I know you're not going up on national television and disparaging the top of the ticket. I know that's not what you're doing. And if that's what you're doing, you need to course correct quickly because there about to be some issues. That being said, there has been some course correction. So I want to acknowledge that. He ain't gonna never be like us. So I can't hope for him to be a rebel like me. I can't hope for him to be a soldier like Derek or Jamel, but I have to acknowledge, but I do have to acknowledge that there's been course correction. And so at least now a conversation can be had, because before I was ready to go. I was ready.
Before I was like, if I hear one more time about how you not no socialist, you're a capitalist, I was like, good brother, like, do we have to start the show out?
Right? Ain't nobody even ask you. You answering questions nobody even asked.
So let's role play this. BJ, ask me a question. I'll be David John. Ask me your first question.
So what are your thoughts on your win? It appears as though you've taken this seat and you won handedly. What do you have to say for the people of Florida?
So before I say that, let me just say I am a capitalist. I do not stand for the Democratic Socialists. They have no place in the Democratic Party. I don't have anything to do with Angie Nixon and her politics, and that's separate from what I got going.
Well, it's interesting that you bring that up, Mr. Jolly, because you do have a candidate who's won the election, and it's a surprise to everyone, particularly here in the studio, and it seems like to be a surprise in the state of Florida. What do you have to say about her win?
Well, she was in the same rooms that I was in, and she speaks for the game. I'm a capitalist, and I don't have anything to do with the Democratic Socialists of America, and her politics are her politics. So we're gonna see if Florida's ready to elect her and me. But I know you can elect me, but I don't know about her. That's how that shit has been going for the first 5 days. It's been like that every time. Ain't nobody asking you about Angie Nixon. They're asking about you. And you keep separating yourself from Angie Nixon as if you are the top of the ticket, as if you did as well as Angie Nixon did.
And Mr. Jolly, do you think that if the election were held today, that voters would elect someone like you and someone like Angie Nixon?
Well, I don't know if they'll elect Angie. I don't know if they elect Angie Nixon, but I know voters are ready to hear from me. I've been going across the state, and they resonate. I have Republican traditions and values that I still hold.
Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis.
That's what he said.
Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis.
Right. But the man got on television, Julie Bird. He got on television. I have Republican values I still hold and cherish to this day, and that's what I'm using.
I was just about to say. He might be whatever, but what he really is, and Derek, you probably gonna get some phone calls, but I don't care because he's a Republican who knew he couldn't win in the Republican race, so he came over to the Democratic race because he thought it would be easy, and then Jerry got in, and then he was worried, and then unfortunately Jerry got sick and he got out, and now he's here, and he honestly believes that Democrats are just going to vote because, Black people, that's what we do. We just vote, fall in line. That's what you think, that we're just going to fall in line. And so his full focus is now on MPAs, Republicans, and wait for it, Hispanics, which his team said was the soul of the party. His team, with Glenn Graham, his lieutenant governor, sitting there smiling like,
Jolie.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that. We absolutely agree. We're going to do everything we can to make sure and ensure that we get your vote.
But they saying it if they are guaranteed to win. Let me think about it. They are not guaranteed to win. And
so he's saying it like lose. Republican, Gary. That's what he's saying. He's using his Republican. Okay, so we know there's fundamentally
Republican bona fides.
They have a way that they do things. So where we're shocked because as Democrats, we would never distance ourselves from the top of the ticket. Andrew didn't do it, and he wasn't the top of the ticket, but he was the top of the ticket because he was the momentum. It was the other way around. Andrew Gillum was the momentum. He carried Bill. Y'all check the box because it was Black. Again, do we want to do this again? You guys got DeSantis for 6 years because you didn't check the right box at the right time. Just saying. So you have him. He's doing what he knows. He can only be who he really is. He's running his race like a Republican. So he's saying all that because he really feels that, let's not be confused. But this is what really gets me. When you talk to him, he says, no, I believe in Black people. That's why I put these Black operatives in the spaces and the places that they are. So to those people that are on the Jolly campaign and team that are Black, we need to know why you're not checking this. Why did we have to get on a call as just a volunteer and say, what the heck is going on? That is your job. And so I know, BJ, you said there's been a course correct, but the course correct didn't come from his team, which means they're going to go. There wasn't a course correct. There was a deviation from the plan to shut us up for a moment. The course correct is to go back to what they know, watch and see, because they didn't complain about it. Matter of fact, I believe they might even have questioned, could you tell us exactly what's wrong? Because the guy even asked, could somebody give us some ideas of what we could do better? I mean, like, we're just the everyday person. You have these very important people that you place, Black people, so that they could help guide and direct your campaign.
Jolly campaign. Y'all want to know? Y'all want some ideas? Y'all want some ideas? How about this? Focus on Black voters and stop using Black labor, but disrespecting and dismissing Black leadership.
Hey, hold on.
And
Listen.
Just watch this show every week. I mean, you get free consultant advice.
Listen, we here now. Like we here now. August 18th has come. August 18th has come and gone. And whether the Florida Democratic Party wants to accept it or not, State Representative Angie Nixon is your legitimate because Jill is right. In 2018, Bill Nunn didn't carry this ticket, Boo Boo Kitty. Jill Nunn didn't carry this ticket, Boo Boo Kitty. The mayor of Tallahassee, Andrew Gillum, carried this ticket. So now in 2026, it's reversed. Because definitely in 2022, Charlie Crist didn't carry no top. Charlie Crist didn't carry no top of the ticket. And Debbie, whatever her name is in 2022. Oh no, I'm sorry. It wasn't Debbie in 2022. It was Val Demings. Val Demings absolutely didn't carry no top of nobody's ticket. So let's be for real. Let's be serious. In 2026, y'all mad because it's a Black woman, a Southern Black woman at that,
with dreads and a nose ring,
that's carrying your top of the ticket and is going, let's be clear, and is going to carry your top of the ticket very valiantly, with a lot of determination, with a lot of sass, and with a whole lot of fight. Like, don't nobody care about David Jolly. Don't nobody care about David Jolly. Especially now that you went for the first 3 days. Let's be clear. The course correction has happened. But for the first 3 days, boo boo, if I heard one more time about the fact that you don't subscribe to socialism, I was gonna call the people that I know that's Black on the Jolly campaign and be like, yo, what about that? For real.
Be clear.
And then we need to explain socialism, because if you go into a public school, that's socialism. If you're driving on the highway, that's socialism. If you are sitting here doing what we're doing and you got electric going through your house, that's socialism. If you got bridges going through your community, that's socialism. If you're getting Social Security, that's socialism. If you're getting WICs or food stamps or EBD card or whatever you want to call it, that's socialism, because we all put this money in a pot and redistribute it to different people around the country, even around the world. So that's socialism. Rich folks are getting socialism. Poor folks are doing capitalism.
Come on.
Socialism go to the top, while capitalism come to the bottom, which is nothing. At most of the time, we get taxed on everything. That's capitalism. But it get to the top, it's socialism. But they don't reverse it, so people think that socialism is bad. Socialism is good for everybody. Medicare, Medicaid, child care, the things that she talked about. That's socialism. That's what we need.
Mr. McIntosh, I do. Mr.
Go
McIntosh,
ahead.
I do you one. I do you one better. It's a certain gentleman every January that all candidates, no matter what political party or all elected officials, no matter what political party they are part of, they be wanting to misquote him or they be wanting to use these watered down quotes. every January, I give you a good one. Call it democracy, or call it social democracy, or call it democratic socialism. But
That's
there
right.
must be a better distribution of wealth within this country for all God's children. That is a direct quote from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. How about y'all put that up on y'all Facebook page or y'all social media during MLK Day?
Since y'all want to quote him, you know who you are.
Oh, yes.
Since you want to quote him, go tell black folks what Martin Luther King said. All right. We at 9:00 now, and we have
That time flow.
But I will tell y'all, just before you put your book up, Mr. McIntosh, I got one eye and two good eyes on David Job. All right. Go ahead.
All right. This is called Black Resistance, White Laws by Mary Frances Berry. Great read and a lot of laws that people don't even think about. So again, Black Resistance and White Laws. All right, Derek. We're going to do one tonight.
All right. Well, it is 9:00. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for sticking with us. Thank you for those who tuned in to Be Nosy. We appreciate you. To our regular viewers, we appreciate you too. And keep on it, because if you thought we were bad before, these next 73 days, it's cigars. We'll see you next Sunday. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.